Hey guys and gals, this is Sinagero with part 2 of the General World Tanks video, and we'll be talking about consumables. So well, let's get straight into it. Consumables, it'll be in the service tab where you will have the options of automatically repairing the vehicle after battle, automatically resupplying the ammunition, and resupplying the consumables. So there are a few consumables, but the most standard ones would be the manual fire extinguisher, small repair kit, and the small first aid kit. This one, if your vehicle gets set on fire, you hit the button, which is this. In this slot, it's going to be 4, this one's going to be 5, and this is going to be 6. You'll tap it, and you will put out the fire. No guarantees that your vehicle will not get set on fire again. A small repair kit, you can use it to repair modules in your tank that have been damaged. For example, the tracks. The tracks, you can get tracked and your tank can't move until it's been repaired. Sometimes you don't have a crew that can repair it fast enough. You can repair the tracks with the small repair kit immediately and get out of the line of fire. You can also repair the radio, the gun, ammo rack, stuff like that. Small first aid kit is to bring back one crew member from death. You can get hit, or your crew members can get hit and be killed, which will lower the efficiency of your tank. If the gunner gets killed, for example, you won't be able to aim as well. The loader gets killed, and you will have a longer aim reload time. Oh boy. Okay, let's look at the ammunition types. For the IS-6, you get armor-piercing rounds, armor-piercing composite rigid, and high explosive rounds. The standard rounds for most tanks will be armor-piercing. There are a few exceptions, but those would be the howitzer-type cannons. Let's see if I have one. KV-2. This thing is going to be using a lot of high explosive and not much AP. But that's just these kinds of cannons. So back to the IS-6, on most of the tanks you'll be using a lot of armor-piercing rounds and some APCR, which is the premium rounds, and you'll have to spend quite a few more credits or gold to purchase them. So if we take a look at the cannon, the standard armor-piercing rounds will have 175mm penetration and have 390 average damage. APCR will have 217mm of average penetration, so that's a lot more, and the same damage. HE, 61mm of penetration, 465 average damage. Now that may be good in terms of damage, but you can't really get that full amount unless you penetrate some weakly armored tank, something with less than 61mm of armor. However, with HE rounds, even if you don't penetrate, you are still likely to do some damage. It's not going to be 465, it might be 10, but this is useful for resetting the capture zone. There's a ticket that counts up when the enemy is in your flag area, and you can't stop it unless you do damage to that tank, and that's where HE comes in. The KV-2, 86mm of penetration, 910 average damage for the HE rounds, and that's not much worse than the 110 of the armor-piercing rounds or the 136mm on the premium armor-piercing rounds. I guess that's what they're referred to as. It's just armor-piercing, but it's premium, so it costs a lot more. That means it's more useful to fire the HE rounds because not much penetration difference. So if you don't penetrate, you'll still deal damage. You might deal 300 damage, not 910, but that's still a lot of damage. And if you penetrate, you'll utterly destroy whatever you are hitting, or severely cripple at least. And that's the main idea of the KV-2. Not too many tanks that have this though. Let's talk about upgrading modules on the tank. Well, the ISX is a premium vehicle, so it comes fully equipped. There's no upgrading of these modules. But let's say the IS3, for example. Sorry, let's take a look at the research tree. When you first purchase an IS3, you will be given this first tier of modules, and you will have to upgrade them for research experience points. So this one actually costs 14,200, and don't shy away from this. This is a tier 8 vehicle. You will be getting a lot more experience than you do in the lower tiers, so don't be worried too much, as I'm pretty sure this is a lot. 44,000 experience to unlock this 122 BL9. And but first, because you are coming from the IS line and the KV1S line, if we take a look, IS3 is here. You will have already played through these tanks before you get to the IS3, and I'm pretty sure you get this cannon before. Yeah, on the IS tank you do get this cannon, and it also goes on other tanks on other lines. So it's not a complete wash. You're not going to be starting off with the lowest most of the time. Most of the time you will have unlocked some parts of it. For example, the radio is usually unlocked on many vehicles. I'm not sure about this one. The KV3 does have this. That's a tier 7. But you won't be starting off at complete zero most of the time. After you've unlocked them, you will have to purchase them and then mount them on the vehicle. You will need tracks before you can mount the other heavier items. The Russian tanks actually don't usually require tracks before any other items, but the Germans actually do. And if I can get into a better position, you can read the stats here. There is a weight limit for the tank, 53.9, which is with the top tracks 50.56. So actually I can mount or not mount the top tracks and still be able to get away with it, but you do get some advantages for using the better tracks. Let's see, yes, you get 3 degrees more traverse speed, which means you can turn better with the upgraded tracks. However, with the IS3 you don't need to upgrade that thing first. You can wait until the very end. The equipment that you can mount, there's a lot of equipment here. I think I forgot to talk about all the other consumables. There's remove speed governors. You can pretty much read it and it will give you a nice description of what's going on. The large repair kit, large first aid kit, these guys here, they are purchased, well, they're referred to as premium consumables because you can purchase them for gold, but you can also purchase them for credits at a higher cost. And these give you large boosts. The large repair kit will repair all the damaged modules, so you don't want to use that until you have more than one, for example. But you can hold a small repair kit and a large repair kit. You can use a small one for small damages, and if you get completely destroyed, not completely destroyed, I keep saying that, but if you get severely damaged, you have your gun, your ammo rack, a lot of modules damaged, then you can use your large repair kit and you get everything back 100%, but you cannot get your health back. Health does not come back. Oops, remove speed governors. You get a 10% boost to your engine power, but you have a chance of blowing out the engine. That means you'll have to repair it, and you're gonna have to, if you use a remove speed governor, you use it in conjunction with a small repair kit. So when you do blow out your engine, you can fix it right away and get out, or find a safe place to go. Really, don't get stuck where you are. Equipment, lots of equipment here, and you can't really explain all of them properly, but you can read all the descriptions. It boosts repair speed, this one boosts your reload time, so it's lower, better camouflage, but your vehicle cannot be moving. It has to be stationary for at least 5 seconds, I believe. This is the Jagdtiger 8.8cm, the Tier 8 German premium tank destroyer. It also has special matchmaking with all of my mods activated. So there's the sights, the XVM, the mini-map also has names of vehicles, and also the name of your platoon mates if you had any. Link in the description below for the mod pack that I have put out for this. And this is Winter Himmelsdorf, so it's a winterized version of the regular Himmelsdorf map. I'm going to climb up the hill on the eastern side. Seems to work out well for the medium tanks, and they might need something with a little bit more armor. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, as the Jagdtiger is an extremely slow tank. Not as slow as some, but it's still pretty slow. And here we go, finally managed to get on top of the hill. And I've been spotted. So watch carefully, that IS-3 in front of me. Didn't penetrate, but it got his ammo rack blown off, and that means the turret flies off. That's a recent addition in patch 9.0. The reason the turret flies off is because the ammo rack was damaged to a point where it detonates, and the turret will also damage friendly or enemy tanks on its flight down, and will also provide cover which you can push around and hide some weak points if you so choose. And it looks like we've got the hill pretty secure so far. None of the enemy tanks have made it very far up on top of the hill. Here's a T-32 that just tried to do that. That was a ricochet. And there we go, got the kill. I suppose I'll just calmly drive forward and put more shots into the enemy. That super pushing over there is also in the same clan as I am, so I'm actually going to focus him down at some point. Oh, right. So here my track was damaged, and I did not use the repair kit because I knew I was safe. I wasn't going to get hit by anything big. And, well, why waste the 3,000 credits it would cost to resupply that repair kit when I can just wait for my crew to do it? Yeah, and I didn't take that shot. It was not exactly a great shot to take. There we go. And right now, well, before that shot, I was at full health, so I wasn't really worried about how much damage I could take. You gotta use your health at some point, and you don't really want to stay at full health because, sorry, you do want to stay at full health, but at the end of the game, when you need to win, you don't always need to stay at full health. When you're already at full health, you don't want to be scared about losing some hit points. Obviously, you don't want to get hit in the transmission, get set on fire. That's a very bad thing. But I do have a fire extinguisher equipped. I think that's a premium fire extinguisher actually, which activates automatically when I get set on fire. The German tanks do get set on fire quite a lot because their transmissions are generally located in the front of the tank. There are a few exceptions. The VK3002D has a rear transmission, and the E50M as well. but those are few and far between. And now I've switched to premium rounds because just want to make sure I get some kills. Note the damage counter on the left side. It shows damage that I've done to the enemy. Back to the regular rounds. Now switching ammunition. You hit the 2 key to switch to the APCR, which is, well, it's listed there. The 1, 2, and 3. AP rounds, APCR, and HE rounds. You hit that button once and it will not load it immediately. It will load the APCR once you fire off the next shot. And we win this one. There we go. Let's take a look at the end game screens. So it's a pretty good battle for me. Let's take a look at the premium vehicles. This is the IS6. It cost 11,800 gold, or around $50 American, I believe. Not too sure. The cash amount will be in the gift shop when you visit the worldtanks.com website. Special things about the tier 8 premium tanks. Well, most of them have special matchmaking, which means at tier 8 they don't get to see the tier 10 tanks. Regular tier 8 tanks will see tier 10 tanks, and there are actually 2 tier 8 premium vehicles that see tier 10 matchmaking, so there's no special matchmaking for those two. The i6 does get special matchmaking, but the most important part about premium vehicles at tier 8 is they earn more credits than a regular tier 8 vehicle, and for all premium vehicles you can put the crew from the same type of tank and the same nation into it, and it will run at peak efficiency. There will be no penalties. Let me see. Yes, here we go. Premium vehicle of correct type. The crew member does not have specialization on IS6, but he can use his skills and perks. If you were using, for example, medium tank crew the commander, whatever, any crew member, it will say not specialized on IS6 and is also not a heavy tank trained. Not a heavy tank commander trained, whatever. This crew member cannot make full use of his skills and perks. Train this crew member in his personnel file, which you can here, but you don't want to do that. So here you can see the modifiers, and minus 25% because he is not trained in a heavy tank. A light tank, 50% drops down to 38%, and it's a minus 12% modifier on that. So you want to make sure you have the proper one. It will actually show you the proper one will be written as not in red. My crew have been trained to 100%. When you first get a tank, they give you a 50% crew, and that's not always nice. But you can train them or move crew around. So this is the KV4 crew in my IS6, and this is my KV4. Let's just put the crew back in there. So you don't have to retrain them to go into a premium vehicle, but they do have to be in the same type. Now for the special ones, there is the Lion. This is the translation. I believe it's pronounced Lurver. I'm not quite sure, but the translation is Lion. This is a premium tier vehicle that does not get special matchmaking, but it also gets a pretty good gun compared to the other ones. The IS6 only gets 175 millimeters of penetration. The 112, where is it? The 112, 175 again. Type 59, which you can't get anymore, has 181. In comparison, the Lion gets 234 with the regular rounds, and also, what is it? The T-34 is the other one that does not get special matchmaking. 248 millimeters of penetration. There are other ones, the lower tier premium tanks, if I can find them. Well, I guess these ones were gifts from previous years. World Tank they just gifted these free. Here we go. This is a premium vehicle at tier 5. Does not get special matchmaking, not sure why. This is one of those exceptions, I guess. It does have a pretty good gun though, not a lot of damage. But this is the QF 6-pounder cannon for a medium tank. The Russians get the Churchill 3, which uses a QF 6-pounder. It's a Mark 5 this time. Same penetration, same damage, but this tier 5 heavy tank gets special matchmaking. Does not see tier 7 tanks. Other special ones, where is it? This guy. The Panzerkampfwagen B2 740F, which is a captured French tank, but, well, it's a German premium heavy tank, which is a captured French vehicle, but that's been repainted. It's a tier 4, and it only sees tier 4 tanks. It is always top tier, and that's because the cannon's not very good. 55mm of penetration, 90 with the premium rounds. A regular tier 4 vehicle, if I can find one. This isn't exactly a regular tier 4 vehicle. It gets super high penetration, 121. I guess I don't really have too many tier 4s, but I'm pretty sure this thing gets a pretty good gun. 112mm of penetration, and that's 67. So this is the better cannon. The B2 does get special matchmaking because of its crappy cannon. Thanks for watching. Please press that like button and leave some comments. I'll see you in future videos.